A sport is defined as an activity involving physical exertion and competition amongst a team or individuals for entertainment. So I'm here today to talk to you about why ballet isn't considered a sport and why it should be. Competition, physical exertion, and teamwork define a sport, and those three things are implemented in ballet every day. Let's talk about competition. Competition for parts happens once, maybe twice a year. You have 2 shows a year, and if you want a part, you've got to put in the hours to get that part. Competitions to get into certain schools, like the Joffrey School of Ballet or trainee programs, happen once a year as well. They're annual, and they call in people from every state, as many as possible, to come and compete for 20 spots. You have competition in your own company. In most companies, there are placements called apprenticeships, intermediate, and principal, and every year you compete just to get a higher level. Because when you get to those higher levels, you get more opportunities for spots in plays and in performances, and that is your ultimate goal. There's also a competition called the Youth Grand Prix, which happens every single year, and it involves every continent around and all the ballerinas that would like to join. The Youth Grand Prix was originally founded because people didn't consider ballet a sport because it wasn't part of the Olympics. Why wasn't it part of the Olympics? Because there are so many different forms of ballet, it's hard to judge. You have sports in the Olympics that have basics. Sprinting is a basic. It's whoever crosses the line first wins. Pole vault is a basic. Whoever gets the biggest height wins. Things like that are in the Olympics because it's easy to judge, it's easy to mark, and ballet is just not one of those things. The Youth Grand Prix involves every single continent and all the ballerinas around that want to compete. They have to give in one core piece, which is them plus 5 other people in a lead, as well as an individual solo. At the end of the night, in the Youth Grand Prix, one ballerina is awarded for her outstanding performance, and there can be a multitude of them there. Physical exertion is basically the definition of ballet. If you're part of the performance division in your company, it's almost a guarantee that you'll have 12-hour weekends and 8-hour weekdays, minimum. Conditioning is the main point of ballet as well. While you do have 8-hour practices of various different techniques, you do have to find time on your own to condition every muscle in your body. Ballet is a full body workout, which means you have to condition the full body. But you can't have bulky muscle, you must have lean muscle. So oftentimes your conditioning is involving Pilates or things like hot yoga. While ballerinas do things like that, they also have to condition with weight. However, they can't bulk muscle, so it must be light with more reps. When you think about a terrible diet, you think about somebody who eats McDonald's and Taco Bell all the time. But ballerinas have a terrible diet in a different sense. Half the time, all they eat a day is a hard-boiled egg, which can lead to physical exertion because their body isn't getting the nutrients they need, and oftentimes they're more exhausted than they are awake. About once a month, a dietitian or a nutritionist comes in and meets with ballerinas individually to consult them on their diet. Preferred height and weight of a professional ballerina is about 5'4" and 100 to 110 pounds. So like I said before, nutritionists will come in and consult ballerinas individually to make sure they're on the right path to maintain that weight. Another point of physical exertion in ballet is the entertainment or the performances. Performances go about a week long, and there's various of them a month, which means that you have about 3 shows a day, which in turn involves practices in between those shows and dress rehearsals, which all in all leads to no sleep and not a lot of eating. After all is said and done, you have your cast party, and then you have about a 2-week break until your next audition and your next performance. Teamwork is a crucial part of every sport, and it's implemented in ballet every day. In ballet, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and if your partner can't lift you above his head, or if your core piece is slacking because somebody can't get the choreography, you oftentimes have to stay later until the choreography is mastered. Another perfect reason why ballet should be considered a sport is because professionals of other sports such as football, baseball, or hockey use ballet to perfect their agility, their strength, and their balance. Recently, people have been more accepting of ballet as a sport. News and media such as Sports Illustrated have featured professional ballerinas as that year's toughest athlete. Take Misty Copeland, for example. She's the first African-American principal dancer at the American Ballet Theater, and she has been showcased in multiple Sports Illustrated magazines for her ability and strength.